Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So, is it time? Is it time for Uptober? Well, maybe. Well, regardless, Bitcoin's most bullish season kicks off. So let's talk about what happened last night. What happened exactly? What's about to happen today? And what's happening this week? Let's talk about it. There are many things to discuss. So let's do it. Welcome, guys. Look at where we are right now. 64,700. That's pretty good. That's pretty darn good. Look at last night. Look at what happened last night. This right here. It's just like we just shot up from 62,500, and then all of a sudden we just shot up to 64,500, 400. Then we just kept going, and now we're about 64,700, and we may just keep going. We may just keep going, and you know what? That could be a sign. That could be a pretty good sign. And today, even though it's Columbus Day, I do believe the stock market is open. It is open. Dow is starting out in the red, but S&P 500 and NASDAQ are in the green. And let's see, Microstrategy, another 52-week high, 220. You know what? On Friday, they were up like 15% or almost 16%, and they're up another 4% today. What did I say about MicroStrategy? Michael Saylor is looking like the modern day Warren Buffett. He may be. Okay, he may be the modern day Warren Buffett. I mean, he's still young. He may become the world's first trillionaire. It's up 4% today. Coinbase up almost 3% today. It's looking pretty good for all things Bitcoin right now. All things crypto, I should say. Right? So, overall, it's just really, really good. We begin the week above 64,000. And why is it the most bullish season? Well, we know about Uptober. Okay, but even within the month, there are bullish weeks. We're entering the 42nd week, and you can see even within the month, the 42nd week is definitely the most bullish week. And then 43rd looks pretty good. 44th. In fact, if you're looking at 2023, from the 42nd week on until the 49th week, it's all green. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8 consecutive green weeks. So if we're following that last year, we're going to have a lot of green weeks. But if you're following some of the previous years, these are fantastic, fantastic years. Or fantastic weeks, I'm used to looking at years. But if you're looking at, let's say, 2020, the last halving year, this week netted a 13% rise. And then next week, 5.5. And then the week after that, 13%. If you look at 2017, the last halving year, we had a 5% week, a 3% week, and then a 20% week. And then you look at the halving year before that, an 18% week, a 9% week, and a 52% week. I don't think we'll have 52% week, but if we do, that would be crazy. So, I mean, bottom line is, it's a bullish season. It's a bullish season, indeed. All right, so it's looking good. It's always good when we have a little push, right? But again, it's early. It's early, and it's always good to get a reminder of what's to come. And I've said this before. Those of you guys that have lived through a cycle knows that, hey, things get crazy. okay, things get really, really bullish towards the end, but you have to live through the beginning. It gets really bearish. It gets then boring. Then it gets super, super exciting, right? And we got to just get through. We got through the bearish part. Now we just got to get through the boring part. And then we're going to get into the exciting part. And that, I believe, is where we are right now, right? So here you can see we've been through many, many months of the boring. And when we're ready, that's when, you know, the exciting part begins. Yesterday, because of that big jump up, finally, you know, sometimes we see these big long liquidations like this one right here, this big green right here, where we saw like this one, 56 million worth of longs liquidated. Look at this. We have the exact opposite. Yesterday, we had 57 million of shorts liquidated. That's what we want. We want sudden spikes upwards, liquidating those shorts. We don't want anyone to short Bitcoin, right? No one should be shorting Bitcoin. Let's get all the shorters out. We want a lot of short squeezes going forward, right? Let's not be too greedy on the long side, though, even though we all love, you know, we all love our leverage plays. But you got to be careful. Don't go too heavy into them. But yeah, let's drive the shorters out. Let's cause some short squeezes and let's squeeze ourselves up to a new high, which could be right around the corner. Like I've been saying, Uptober is not over. It's not over until we're in November. Things can change really, really quickly. We have seen that many times in the past. And there are a lot of things that support this too. For example, a lot of people don't care about this, but this is significant. We are going through a supply shock because exchange reserves keep on going down. 5-year low. And it continues to go down. This is the only cycle so far. Only cycle so far where the reserve of Bitcoin is actually going down. All prior cycles, even the last one in 2021, the reserve of Bitcoin, they were going up. This is the only cycle where the reserve is actually going down. So think about that. All prior cycle, even when Bitcoin went up to the moon, the reserve of Bitcoin on exchanges were still going up, except this one. So think about it. FOMO didn't even really hit yet the number of Bitcoin available for purchase is getting lower and lower every single day, every single month. So what happens when the FOMO hits? Just think about it, right? Just do the math. And the reserve of stablecoins continue to skyrocket. Why do you think the reserve of stablecoins are skyrocketing? Well, it's because users, retail investors, and the big whales and institutions, they're loading up. They're getting ready, just like you and I. They're loading up on stablecoins because they're ready to buy, or they have been buying already, right? So stablecoin, look at it. Look at since the last cycle in 2021, right? Look at when Bitcoin was 69,000. Look at the stablecoin reserve and look at where it is now. We're twice as high, more than twice as high as the last cycle. So imagine that, right? At the very least, Bitcoin should be at least twice as high as the last cycle. So that should, at very least, put Bitcoin at least 140,000 by the end of this cycle, right? If you're just looking at stablecoin reserves, if you're doing the math there. But we know that is not where Bitcoin's going to end up. We will be a lot higher. But again, looking at some of the basic fundamentals of Bitcoin and crypto overall, we are much stronger now than even the last cycle. But of course, if you want to speculate in a smart way, you look at TA and you look at charts like this. What has happened before, right? Doesn't mean that it's going to repeat, but history tends to rhyme. And if you look at some of the previous times, like the last cycle, what happened after that boring phase I mentioned, right? After that scary phase, then boring phase, then we went into the exciting phase. What happened? Bitcoin went up 250%, right? We're about to exit that boring phase. We're entering the bullish phase, the exciting phase. And if we do kick it up 250%, well, that puts us in what? The 240,000 range. That is where we may end up by the end of this cycle. And all you needed to do was HODL. That's it. That's all you needed to do. HODL. And of course, DCA along the way. That's really it. Here's something else. If you look at a stochastic, a breakout, right? This happened prior. Again, when did it happen? Right around this time frame in October, right before a huge breakout that didn't stop. And this was back in 2017. It didn't stop until the top, right? And that could be where we are heading. Doesn't stop until we head to the top, which could be 200,000 plus. So it's looking good. It's looking good. It's still very early, I know. It's very early, I know, but we're off to a good start. Yesterday, we certainly went up. Now, this is a pretty good sign. Pretty good sign. And what's also good is, a lot of people look at volume, right? The volume was actually really good to drive us up. And this is important, and I've always said this important level, the 63.7 level, that was a resistance, now obviously turned support, and now we're building from that once again, right? And well, actually, before I go more into this, I got more to say. But if we're about to break out of this, which I showcased like a week ago, right? This giant bull flag, and you could argue a giant cup and handle. If we break out of this, that would be super, 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 super bullish. And that would really be a sign. So, that's looking good. All right, before I get into Q&A and do more of this, a few more crypto news. What else? Off the grid. Nab's #1 spot at Epic Game Store. So, I've been talking about how the games narrative have not been hot so far, but maybe a console game like Off the Grid could change things, right? So, definitely, a lot of people are talking about it. Console game from Avalanche, on Avalanche and on Epic Game Store, making waves. Games have the potential to bring and drive millions of users into crypto. All it takes is one hot game. That's all it takes, right? We haven't seen that hot game yet, but maybe this can be it. So, I'm looking forward to games doing that. There are some fantastic games being built, and there are some fantastic games that exist already. They're still work in progress, right? But games have the potential to do that. And speaking of Avalanche, they're going to buy back 2 million. AVAX sold to Terra back in the day, but they're going to buy it back. I don't know how. if they already sold it to Terra. But they are going to buy it back. So, good for them. What else is there? Let's see. Solana is having a pretty good day. Their TVL is starting to rise once again. Whenever TVL comes back, that means a lot of liquidity, either through, staking from their, DeFi or whatever. A lot of liquidity on chain. Not all the way back, but you could see how it's rising up towards the top. 10 billion was their top, and it's getting closer and closer and closer. But, another one that you guys have been paying attention to is Sui. Look at Sui. Sui is all-time high, just like their price, right? So whenever you have a lot of activity, a lot of liquidity come into the chain, that's usually a good sign because there's a lot of things going on. So Solana is starting to see the same kind of activity come back. So that could be a very, very, very good precursor of what's to come, right? So that's good. And I see we just started moving some more. We're now above 65,140. Today's a pretty good day. The bullish season is kicking off. Microstrategy continues to go higher. Coinbase going higher. Overall, Nasdaq's doing pretty good. Nvidia's going higher too. Robinhood a little bit. Everything going higher. Microstrategy is just going to the moon. Yeah, going back to this. See, that is a giant, you guys see that? A giant cup and handle right there. This is going all the way back to 2021. Or you could just look at it like this, where it's just like a giant flag, right? But you could see, since March till now, I drew this last time we hit here or something, or when we came back down. But the next stop would be right around here, 65.5 roughly. And then and we're not too far off. We're like 300 points from there. So if we have a good breakout from here and we break out of this, that would be pretty damn fantastic. So the next level to break would be probably around right here, 68,000. And if we could break through that, we're not that far off. We're not that far off from all-time high. Those of you guys that listened to me on yesterday, my Sunday walk video, just prior to that, like even during the week, I read through some comments, and there were just so many bearish people. And I just keep trying to look back. I'm we're not that far off from our previous high. And we already broke through our previous high of 2021 earlier this year. I just don't understand why there's so many bearish people. I guess if you look at it from alt perspective, because there's too many people that are still down from alt, I get that. But, ultimately, we're not that far off from our previous high. And the market is still looking pretty darn strong. But I'm glad most of you guys are not bearish. I'm glad most of you guys are strong and excited about what's to come. And the volume is looking pretty darn good today as well. All right. Let's do Q&A. Look at that. It's about to break that trend line that's been established since March of this year. All right, let me scroll up. Let me see if I missed anything here. I got almost 4,000 people in here. Excited. Happy Columbus Day. If you think about it, Columbus Day shouldn't be a day we celebrate, right? It's actually not a good day. Scott is asking, is Cock and Myro still good meme plays? They're not bad meme plays. Let's just put it that way. Why Ando not moving? I don't know. RWA? I always thought Ando is kind of boring, but I don't know if that's the reason it's not moving. What are your thoughts on total market cap this bull run? I think the total market cap is going to be quite high. I think it's going to shock people. I think it'll probably be at least 10x higher. So I think we could end up being like 20 trillion, which sounds like a whole lot, but just keep in mind the market cap of crypto is already high, highly inflated. It always is. Even at 2.25 trillion, it's highly inflated already. So it's going to continue to be highly inflated. So I think 10x from here is not unreasonable. I think like a 20 trillion market cap could be in play. Do you think RWA or memes will be bigger than ever this bull run? Chester, no doubt memes. I would not be surprised by the end of this bull run if you look in the top 100, a quarter of the projects are memes. Might even be a third. I have no doubt memes will be the biggest narrative of this run. Just look at how many big memes there are already on here. Of course, you have Doge and Sheeb from the last one, right? And then you have Pepe, which is now considered an OG meme already. You have Whiff now that's up here already. And then what else? You have Bonk, Floki, Popcat that's up here already. What? Brett is now up here. Man, it's just like endless. What else is up here? There's a few other ones. First Nero on Ethereum. So Nero's up here now. Mog is up here. Man, some of these I don't even pay attention to. So what is that? That's like 10 already, or 8 of them on here. So that's almost like 10% already. That's almost 10% out of the 100. So yeah, 25%. That might be a conservative. 33%. Yeah, I'd say it's probably going to be like 30 plus by the end of this cycle. Sauce Boss, I appreciate it. Daniel, hi George. Do you rate near render FET? would like an AI related crypto opinion? How do you mean how do you rate? I mean near I like near because it's like an actual L1 play that's somewhat related to AI. But they're quite big already. So is Fat. Render is like a depend play. But out of the three, I actually do like. I like Near a lot, and I do like Fed a lot. But I feel like Fed is still kind of like they they still seem like they're kind of like they don't have a lot going on. They just merged a whole lot. They merged three companies, but I still don't know like a whole lot. They do depend too, and they do a lot of data warehousing and modeling and stuff, but I just don't hear a lot about what they're doing. I'm sure they have a lot, but I don't know a lot of specifics. I would, in the order, I would do like near Fat Render. But they're all great plays. What was the chart I was gonna show you? Do I hold bonk? Right now, I don't. Right now, I don't. But I think I'm gonna convert some more stuff into memes as we go higher. One of my biggest mistakes in the last cycle was ignoring memes. I could have made millions had I held on to Shiba. I remember someone in my Patreon actually that I found really annoyed because I was annoyed because he kept talking about Shiba and it was in its early days. And I'm like, man, I don't want to hear about memes. It's just like I think they're all rugs. And for that one, he was right. And when it was like, I don't know, when it was a couple million, I think it was like 10 or 20 million, I bought a little bit. And then I held on and then I forgot how high it went. Like when it was like 100 million or something, I sold off, made a little money, and then, it just went up to like $40 billion or something, right? Like had I held on, I could have like made a few million. Um, So, and then, this cycle, I start understanding that some memes can be good, not only from making money perspective, but some memes like Snack and Cock and others, they're actually created by developers that just want to better the chain and communities. They're not all rugs. So it made me come around. So this time around, I'm not going to miss out. And some of these big ones already, like Pepe and Whiff and Bonk, they're not gonna go away. They're only gonna get bigger and stronger. Um, how do you feel like Akash Network and possible price prediction? Um, I don't feel it. I don't follow Akash, so I don't know. I can't tell you. Yeah, I'm not bullish on Gala, and I'm kind of neutral on VeChain. Gala has its own problems, and VeChain, they're too like green at this point for me. I don't see them doing a lot on AI, DePIN, DeFi. They're all like sustainability. So any update feelings on ETH? Not really. Not really. Is BlockDAG a scam? No. A lot of people are asking about Turbo. They seem like a good community. They've reached out a few times. One of their guys reached out, asked me to join their spaces. I think they have a vibrant community. I have nothing against Turbo. I mean, memes are all about community, right? As long as they have a good community. Another one is Big Red that I'm part of, the small one, but they're into like horse racing now. Big Red has a big community. I do like what they're doing. Naeem is leading that, and they're on Avalanche. So like just like Turbo and just like Cock, I think there's a lot of meme communities that are great, and they have the potential to do very well in this cycle because as long as these communities stay strong, you know that's all it takes for meme coins. It's really about a community. As long as you don't lose a community and you keep on building, that's it. That's it. Oh man, we're going higher. Oh, see, look at the volume here. Huge volume. That's always good. Chad Cat and Solana. That one I have not heard of, so I don't know. Man, MicroStrategy and Coinbase. Man, I wish I had options on MicroStrategy. I never bought it because they were too high, but now I could buy it because when they were like 1,800, options costed too much. But now I could buy some options. I have options on Coinbase though. Nvidia is doing really well, and Robinhood. Oh yes, Robinhood, 52-week high. I have options on Robinhood too because I figured they're heavy into crypto now. So if crypto does well, they will do too. And Nvidia is just not, no brainer. AI, they're just such a monopoly at this point. But MicroStrategy, the reason why I keep covering MicroStrategy is this. They already broke through their they broke through their March high, right? That's what we're waiting for in terms of Bitcoin. So if they already did it, it's just a matter of time Bitcoin does it. We're going to break through our March high soon, right? They're a precursor to what's going to happen to Bitcoin soon, right? It's just a matter of time. So they're kind of MicroStrategy or MicroSailor is like leading the way, so to speak. The higher we go, the bigger the short squeeze we're going to get. Let's see if we could refresh. Let's see if there's more liquidations going on right now. We're definitely seeing a lot more. Let's see, last 15 minutes. Yeah, we're starting to see it. Within the last 15 minutes, we had another about 14 million of shorts liquidated. Over here, we had like a 10 million. Over here, we had like a 10 million. And here we had quite a lot, like probably like a 40, 50 million right here. Starting to add up. One, I still have my Kulo, but I honestly don't know what they're doing anymore. Ridgeline videos, they were great. I don't own my Ridgeline anymore, so I can't make any Ridgeline videos. Today, the big winners are MOG, Ethna, WorldCoin. Man, I just don't get the thing about WorldCoin. You got a lot of memes. MOG, Brett, Floki, Pepe. You got like some good ones, like Injective, Celestia, Phantom. Phantom, a lot of people are overlooking Phantom, but they're still there. 2 billion market cap, still relatively small, but they're going to convert to Sonic soon, and you know, a lot of people may be overlooking them right now. Beam, like a gaming chain, sub 1 billion. They were very hot before. Render, still 3 billion. God. Jupiter, I'm a big fan of Jupiter. Stacks, you can never go wrong with Stacks. Gala, still there, but I'm not. Yeah, Near is quite big. Man, the volume is, look at the volume. Volume is super high right now. Are we overbought? Yeah, we're a little bit overbought on the smaller time frames. Let's see. 4 hour. 4 hour, a little bit in overbought territory, 73. Daily, we still got room to grow. It'll be interesting if we're pressing right against here. If we can break out of this, it'll be extremely bullish. Daniel, I DCA every Wednesday. Jupiter is overlooked way too often. Yeah, like if you're a soul guy, Jupiter is a great position. Jupiter is like a faster version of Solana. But you can see Jupiter right now is still way off from their March high. So if you were charting Jupiter right now, right? So the breakout point is like 87 cents. That is the point you want to see the breakout happen, like right here. That would be very bullish for Jupiter. Solana's kind of the same thing. Solana's a little different. Solana had like this, that kind of like, So Solana had this solid base right around this 118. Sui finally, Sui just went crazy. Sui broke his previous high, and now it's finally taking a breather. But just like look at the volume down here, just crazy volume out of nowhere. I think a lot of that money now is finally going into some of the other alts or into Bitcoin. Like yesterday, just like pumped up for no reason, and now it's taking a breather. It's like the only coin out there that's in the red right now. I'd be careful about Sui at this point. A lot of the whales that got in could be selling it off right now and putting their profits into others at this point. I would, for those that are thinking about FOMO into Sui, I'd be careful at this point. This could be the point where it rests for a long time. Oh, we're still going higher with Bitcoin right now. Today's just a good day. And the title of this video is very fitting. Still possible for Bonk to hit a 20 billion market cap. Seems so far away. Hey, I'm telling you guys, when it comes to memes, you never know. You know, like I always say this, I'll give this example, Shiba. Shiba went from 2 billion to 40 billion in a month and a half, okay? Just think about that for a second. From 2 billion to 40 billion in a month and a half. So can Bonk go to a 20 billion market cap? It has the potential. Lincoln or Cadillac? Definitely Cadillac. I do not like Lincoln at all. Since we have some time, for those that did not live through the last cycle, I'll show you how crazy it was. Well, first of all, that was March of this year. That was already kind of crazy, right? This was even crazier. Does this go back far enough? Yes. Look at how crazy this was. This to this. This doesn't show market cap, but you guys get the picture. October, and the funny thing is, this is Uptober too. And this stopped in, yeah. That was Shiba, a 1,200% gain in 2021. And that was after it was a $2 billion market cap already. Think about it. 2 billion market cap, and that's what it did in 2021. So if you think like something like Bonk or WIF is already too high and there's like no potential to go higher, just think about that. All right, it looks like we just bounced off of there. That's the first, I guess that's the first test. Is ETC dead in the water? I'm buried at 20 cents. Well, you know, ETC, I don't like it, but it's still somewhat up here. I mean, it's still 32. I mean, you're $28. You're not, I mean, it's, I think it'll still get back up there. But I mean, if you're looking at utility, ETC does nothing. There's nothing. They don't do smart contracts. They don't do anything. I don't know what they're doing. So they really have no utility at this point. They don't have a treasury. Charles Hoskinson at one point in time said they should take fees and build out a treasury so they could pay developers to do something. They turned that down. Charles doesn't even support them anymore. Charles Hoskinson was like a supporter of Ethereum Classic, and then they told him to buzz off. So like, I don't know what they're doing. I really don't. Polygon. I mean, I'm really disappointed in Polygon. They should be much higher. They should not be sitting at number 34. They should be top 20 easily, but they're just kind of in a bad spot right now. Kevin. No, there is not. In case people are tuning in, it does look like the most bullish season kicked off today. A lot of short squeezes happening right now. And we're entering the 42nd week, which is very, very, very bullish. Like I've been saying, the first 2 weeks of this month, Uptober is not over until it's over. Uptober is not over until we're in November. Things change really quickly. And we're starting out the week great, really great. So let's see how we end up. Because if you look at last year, this is the start of a 8-week 8 straight green weeks. So can we see 8 straight green weeks leading into November? Maybe. Maybe. What do you think about Saylor's prediction of 13 million Bitcoin by 2045? You know what? Who knows? With ever increasing inflation, who knows what's going to happen in 20 years? 13 million does seem like it's a little bit too far-fetched, but hey, maybe in 20 years, the way our deficit is growing, the way our government continues to print money, and by then, if countries are hoarding Bitcoin at an astronomical rate, maybe it could be a possibility. Right now, there is an award to accumulate Bitcoin by the countries. But maybe when that happens, when the United States, China, Russia, and all major countries around the world realize that Bitcoin is scarce and they need to buy as many as they can, and there's a war to accumulate as much Bitcoin, that's when the game changes. When they start putting trillions into Bitcoin, and we know there's only so much to go around, maybe then, compounded with inflation, Bitcoin can be in the tens of millions each. Oh, Jesus. Oh, we're still going. Now we've broken through this line. If we can, at some point we'll probably go come back and test it. But it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good, guys. But let's see. I mean, you could see, a couple times we break through and then we come back down. We have to retest it. But that's pretty bullish. Man, I don't think it's going to stop today. Today's just really good. Today is really good. But I mean, on a shorter time frames, we are very, very overbought. So at some point, this goes stop and retrace a little bit. But the volume is looking great. And compounded with short squeezes that's happening right now. So all the shorters, they're closing their positions and getting liquidated right now. We may see another one of these right here. I'm just curious what set it off last night. Because we had an instant $2,000 pump. I'm wondering who bought. That's a crazy buy. Like, who put in a massive, massive buy that caused Bitcoin to go up by 2,000 points? Someone did. Yeah, somewhere in Asia, someone in Asia just put in some massive amount of money into Bitcoin last night, or their morning, our night. Japan or China, China's been getting crazy amount of stimulus, and a lot of that money went to their stock market, but maybe someone pulled out and said, hey, we need to put that back into Bitcoin. So we're. It's definitely someone or a group. It's not just like an individual. You know, you could put in, you could buy, you could do a 10 million buy on Coinbase and it wouldn't affect the price. Like we're talking about like something massive, like billions to do that. We're going to break 66 soon. And Coinbase having a good day. Coinbase almost 6%. Microstrategy is cooling it off a little bit. They just been too hot, but they're still up. Hood, not having the best day. Nvidia's okay. What's a mining stock? Mara. Mara's having a good day. 7%. What's Mara worth? 5 billion? Mara's not bad. Let's see. Mara's still off from their March high. So way off from the March high. Oh, that's surprising. They're still way, way off from the March high. Oh, we're almost 66. Man, the watchers keep going up. Almost 4,600 people. I've been streaming for like an hour now. I want to get off. It's kind of too exciting to get off right now. It's almost 66. But today is just a fantastic, fantastic day. Fantastic day. Bullish season kicks off. Lambo dealer sweating again. Oh, 65. Oh, there we go. Oh, we just hit 66. Now we're coming back down a little bit. I think that was the magical point. Oh, we're going to do it again. There we go. All right, guys. I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to rest up for tonight. Well, it's a good day, guys. It's a good day. Uptober has kicked in once again. Like I told you guys, Uptober is not over until it's over. And it has just begun. The most bullish season kicks off. Stay strong, my friends. Stay strong, HODL, DCA. And I'll see you guys tonight, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And maybe it's time to break out that blue label. I haven't seen Mr. Walker in a long time. All right. Have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye.